Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we're reviewing the Disney Adventures 12-inch Peter Pan. So yes, here we are moving on from my favorites to my least favorite figure. Quality-wise, I mean, he's the same. And if you can't tell now, whenever we zoom in, you're going to be able to tell that I really dislike his face sculpt. Apart from that, he's basically the same quality as all the other figures, but that just kind of ruins it for me. Also, Peter Pan is my least favorite movie that they made figures from in this line. Either way, let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Pan. Here is our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Superior Spider-Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. As I just said, Pan is 12 inches tall. That makes him tower over the other two. He should be in scale with the rest of this series, as well as somewhat 1/6 scale-esque figures. Now, let's get the other two out of here and just look at Peter Pan. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here you can see Peter Pan. Of course, he is wearing mostly green. There are different shades of green, though. His tunic is sort of a darker, paler green. It's got some little spiky flanges there on the shoulders, and then it's opened up at the top with a collar. He has a brown belt with a sheath for his dagger, and then he has darker green tights there on his legs, and he's got sort of elfy kind of brown long shoes, bare arms, and that's pretty much it for the body detail. It's fairly accurate to what Peter Pan should look like, so that's all fine. Now let's go ahead and unfortunately zoom in on that head sculpt. Alright, here's Pan's head sculpt, and if you don't think that's creepy, you're a stronger human being than I am, because, I don't know, it's like it's staring into my soul. It's really weird. He has this red hair down there in the front, he has sort of spiky eyebrows, his eyes are wide open and they're almost red, but they are kind of brown. The nose is fine, and then his mouth is just super weird, and just creepy-ish, and I don't like it at all. Let's stop looking at it. Turn him to the side. Look at something else. He has pointy ears there on the side, and of course he has his big green hat on the back there with a feather in it. That is not removable, so he's always going to be wearing it. I don't like the head sculpt at all. I don't like it at all. Let's stop looking at it and move on to the articulation. Articulation-wise, Pan is pretty much in the same range as the rest of these figures. Ball peg head, so that goes up and down, side to side. Ball joint shoulders, go in and out, forward and back. Single hinge elbow, cuts at the wrist, cut at the waist. Ball joint hips, go in and out, forward at an angle. Single hinge knee, and hinge in the ankle. So that's all perfectly acceptable. You can get him into some poses, although his arms really aren't articulated enough to hold the bow that he comes with. Speaking of that bow, let's go ahead and move on to Pan's accessories. Accessories-wise, Pan comes with 4, which is the most in this series. He comes with this massive bow. I mean, that's almost on, like, samurai scale for bows. And it also comes with an arrow. It has sort of a thin nylon-y kind of string. It really isn't strong enough to fire or anything. And the arrow is also quite big. It has some nice arrowhead detail on it, though. He comes with his dagger, which goes in his sheath, and then he has this massive hatchet as well. These seem more like Lost Boys weapons, with the exception of the dagger. I haven't seen Peter Pan in a while, but I don't really remember him using anything other than his dagger. I could be wrong. Either way, they are cool accessories, and he can hold all of them, although he can't really wield the bow properly. Now, that wraps it up for Pan and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Pan comes in the same style packaging as the rest of the series. Big window here, sort of a steering wheel here embedded into the front there. Fully posable Peter Pan. Picture of Pan down there at the bottom. See, why couldn't they have done the face sculpt like that? That would have been perfectly acceptable. But, alas, we got what we got. Disney Adventures logo at the bottom. On the back, Disney Adventures logo, little description that is the same on all the boxes, as well as pictures of all the characters involved, which are Tarzan, Pan, Hercules, Aladdin, and Captain Hook. I have reviewed Tarzan, Pan now, and Captain Hook, so you can go look at those if you so desire. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, so yeah, Peter Pan. Alright, that wraps it up for Peter, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.